Hello, all you hardcores. How are you doing? Got Max here today. How you doing, Max?
Doing good. Doing good.
You feeling okay? Was your gym busy this morning?
Yeah, and I've done sparring this morning. You know what I mean?
Seen you in local paper in Scarborough,
Yeah.
front page.
Yeah, I know. I was a bit shocked to that.
Max on front page, 1-0, undefeated prospect.
You know.
You want a Jaffa cake, Max? There's no in Jaffa cakes, you know. There's no in Jaffa cakes.
I want that. I've got my eye on that little jacket of yours.
What jacket?
Well, a little bet.
The red one.
Yeah, we've got a bet. The bet's a bet.
Now, you'll not get to 16 stone while you've got an hole in your arsehole.
Yeah, still on, mate. Still on. We'll wait and see. That's all we can say. Wait and see.
Okay then. Right. Did you see the Taylor Catterall weigh-in?
Yeah.
Did you see boxer size Ben in the mix? But you didn't see Jamie Moore in mix, did you?
No, it's a difference.
Saw a boxer size Ben, didn't we?
Yeah.
What did you make of it all, Max?
It's typical, isn't it? The trainer wants to be as good as or be on the forefront as the boxer. You know what I mean? It's no good. You see him encouraging Josh to kick off and that, you know, and Jack Catterall would have been just fine, just shaking his hand and walking away sort of thing. Yeah. But he had to get Josh a little bit revved up and, you know, have a bit of respect, you know what I mean? And that's Ben. I think I see him as immaturity, being under 30. He's 28, 29, Ben Davidson.
Probably about 22, isn't he? No, he might be a bit older, actually. Yeah, been with Fury a bit. I will with Fury a bit, wasn't he?
Yeah. You know, so, and this comes down to your maturity. You wouldn't catch Shane McGuigan doing that.
You like Shane McGuigan, don't you, Max?
You know what? I'm starting to think he's getting quite good. I think he's like, I think he's the one to watch. But I don't. You keep going on about Ben Davidson. No, he's the one for the future. No, he's shy. I'm sorry, he's not. He's shy. He's just up. If you get away from the hula hooping, right, he's no good. Personal opinion.
Yeah.
Shy.
Okay. What have you got tonight, Catterall or Taylor?
Taylor, because I think Taylor, I like Taylor. I think he's brilliant. I think he'll break him down, and I think it will come into where I think Taylor will have a dodgy round. He'll have a dodgy round, but it'll come through it, where it's something that he might not experience before, but it comes down to levels. He's been up to that level, isn't he, Josh Taylor? And Catterall hasn't. He's only been domestic level, isn't he? So he's taken on I think this fight's too early for Catterall.
Yeah.
So I'd say Taylor. I'm gonna make a prediction. I put my neck on the line. Be wrong as fucking you as usual. I'm gonna say Taylor between 7 and 10.
Yeah. Okay.
Stops him.
I'm gonna go Catterall on points.
Okay.
A bit of wishful thinking, that, isn't
it? Yeah, that's even for you.
Even for me. But Taylor's a massive favourite. He's top 10 pound for pound, isn't he? But I don't know, maybe he's took his eye off football, I don't know. All right then. Canelo Bivol. And then it looks like Canelo Golovkin, who's in his 41st year and been inactive 2-3 years. They're not calling out Lawrence Okolie at cruiserweight, but they were calling Macabo out, weren't they? Because he's a small cruiser. They're not calling out Viterbia or Beterbiev, whatever we're going to call him. They're calling out Bivol, the weaker link. Is this just to get Canelo more belts and get him out there? I don't know, but it's cherry picking. He's supposed to be best fighter in the world, according to Eddie Hills, the 4-0 Iceman from Billericay. free by fucking way of. And let me just point out, there's no footage. And let me also point this out. Eddie did an interview yesterday, said he were 3-0. But yet, not long ago, he told Ben Doughty he had a couple of fights. Then he said he were 4-0, free by way of. Then he said in IFL he had 2 skills bouts. Now it's 3-0. Man's an utter bullshitting cunt. But getting back to Canelo, well, it looks like he's got his own way with Canelo, doesn't it? But has he really? Bivol couldn't draw fucking flies to a turd. And Golovkin's been nearly 41 when they fight. What shite is that? Is it just another Joshua route so they can keep prolonging it and keep feeding fighters millions for not testing themselves? Because it looks like Joshua's squeaked out the Usyk job, doesn't it? Looks like that's not going to happen now with all conflict going on. They've got lucky there, haven't they? Earns dragged it out since October 8th when they activated rematch. It's March next week. Dragged it out nearly 5 months. I've said ages ago, there's no Usyk Joshua. Once you were looking for step aside and new trainers and all this, look, forget Usyk now. What do you think, Max, about the old Canelo, Eddie, Big Meech, the Usyk mess? What do you think, Max? Let me know.
Canelo, well, I mean, look, I don't know why he's going up cruiserweight. I mean, come on, this comes down to going back to what Chris Eubank was doing at the weekend. He's seen all that nicety of Manchester and where the Army can't fight. I'll have a bit of that. Now, this comes down to, do you want it for money or legacy? You know what I mean? And Canelo's got enough money, so why not? You know, and I think you're right a little bit with the belt situation. I prefer to see him down where he is and fight Chris Eubank. That's my personal opinion. Like Chris Eubank keeps saying, look, you know, I deserve a world title. Well, give him the world title. You know, because in theory, he's about there, nipping there. I don't think he's world level, by the way, but you've got to give credit's due. I think he is warranted a shot, at least there. Because if Billy Joe's warranted a shot, Chris Eubank does. So that's that one. And regarding Big Meech, what is it, 20, how many days since he's supposed to announce his new trainer? 24, 25 days? I don't know. So it's a bit murky waters. They don't know what they're doing, really, do they? Let's be honest about it. There's no firm plan. There's no firm structure. You know, is it Eddie Reynoso? Is it Floyd Mayweather in the mix? So who is it? No one knows what they're doing. And all the time when Joshua needs to really scrape back, go back to basics, back to the drawing board, there's nobody seems to be there in the mix to guide him. There's too many people around him are pulling him in different directions. That's the problem.
Pulling who?
Joshua. Too many people. Too many people. His management team, his bloody Frank Smith, bloody Eddie here, they're all telling him different things, I think, because Joshua feels he'll have to be with Eddie Hills or stay with Eddie Hills because he's been with him and debuted, and there's all this. But I don't think that matters so much now, because if he can get rid of Rob McCracken, he'll get rid of Eddie Hills, wouldn't he, really? Let's be honest.
Signed a lifetime deal with Hills, hasn't he?
Is he? I don't know.
Right.
So,
what do you think to Canelo fighting Bivol and then maybe Golovkin?
Well, Bivol's what? Is he really a crowd drawer? Would you say he's a crowd drawer?
Blowing up super middle. I don't rate him myself.
Yeah. Then Golovkin, right? Canelo, he's been inactive. You know why fight?
He's 40 odd. Are they waiting for B2B to get to 40 odd? Because he's 37 now, isn't he?
I just think it's coming down to timing. Does he want some easy fights? You know, it's not demonstrating how good he is he? You know, it's not demonstrating. Yeah, you watch Canelo to demonstrate what his class is. What is basically fighting Golovkin? It's no better than Dylan White fighting Povetkin, is it really?
Dylan White, Jesus. Yeah, but why are they not going for Okolie? Why ain't Eddie Hearn pushing for Okolie against Canelo for the World Cruiserweight title? Why not? They were pushing for Macabo Canelo. Why not Okolie Canelo?
Do you think in your own mind, if they say you're Eddie Hills, looking down on this, do you think Okolie has a chance against Canelo?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do.
You reckon?
I think he's got the height and reach to give him nightmares. Yeah, cool. Well, what we're talking about, a man 6'5" against a man 5'8.5". Yeah, of course I do. Timing knots. At his own weight, he'd be 15.5 stone in that ring, Lawrence.
Do you think then, what firefight has Okolie been in?
He hasn't really been in a firefight, has he? Because his style's horrible. But I just think styles make fights, and I think that maybe Okolie could maybe give Canelo ask more questions of him than anybody else. But why aren't they pushing it? Is Canelo against Okolie a bigger fight than Canelo against Bivol? I think it is, because it's at a weight that we can challenge Canelo at. And Okolie's a Brit, isn't he? Who's Bivol? He's some guy from Eastern European who nobody gives a fuck about. So
if it was on pay-per-view, would you watch that fight, Okolie and Canelo?
Yeah, hoping that Okolie does him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
me
well,
too.
I'm team Okolie now.
Yeah, interesting. If you look at it, would you say Canelo punches like a light heavy or a cruiserweight level?
Canelo.
Power. Yeah.
He probably punches like a cruiserweight, going up from middleweight upwards. He's a puncher, isn't he?
Yeah. So
Jerry Matthews punches like a light heavyweight, and he were a featherweight, lightweight. He's a big puncher, Jerry Matthews.
Yeah. So that's so. I mean, yeah. Okay. So, but how many? Then the other thing, if you're analysing it, how many rounds or how many fights has Okolie gone with 12? Because it could be a potential 12-round fight. That.
I don't know, but not many, is it? But we'll see. He's gone distance a few times, hasn't he, Okolie? But we're going to see, aren't we? I'd like to see Canelo beat a beef. That's the one I want to see.
Yeah.
That's the one. I don't want to see Bivol. I want to see beat a beef Canelo.
Yeah.
They're not going to go for that, are they? Because it's too hard to fight.
Yeah.
So Eddie probably thinks he's cocky now that he's got Canelo to sign, but look what they're serving up. He's offered him all that money, but yet he couldn't win a purse bid for Dylan White, the can man. Anybody who wants it can get it, as long as they're over 40.
And got COVID.
And got COVID. Not until this morning up bin lob. We're going to have to cover this. I didn't really want to cover it. Josh Wales show. Fucking hell.
Do you know what? I like Josh Wales as a fighter. You know, and I know of, obviously I never met him, but Josh Wales was an incredible fighter. He would always get in a firefight. Now, what was it? His opponent, what? 7-99.
And he lost last night, so he's 700 now. And how many has he lost up short? 49.
40 odd, yeah. 40, yeah, nearly 50.
49 losses on short. So who's licensing this guy? Oh, board. Is that good?
Did you know?
How's that an headline? How's that an headline fight in a 4-rounder? And he's lost 49 on short, and it's an headline. Nick Whale, pick up the phone. Let's have you on Porky's Corner. Josh, pick up the phone. Come see me. Let's have a chat about this. Because if that had been Dennis's show, they'd have rinsed it, wouldn't they? So it's only fair that we rinse them. That were poor. There's no escaping the fact. Mates aside, they're boxing people, Whale family. That were atrocious. Read them out. Read them out from bottom, Max.
So you've got. Did you know you've got 4 opponents, all of them with losing record? So you got
4
Bradley.
opponents.
the four opponents with losing records haven't won a fight.
Oh, you mean four opponents haven't won a fight, and the other two have got losing records, but they've actually won a couple of fights. Yeah?
One, yeah.
But all of them have got losing records, and opponents, all of them.
Yeah. So you got Bradley Cousins. So the first one, Bradley Cousins v Ryan Hibbett. So Ryan Hibbett was 2-18, right?
Yeah.
Then he had Paul Scaife v.
Hang on, Bradley Cousins, he's only had one fight though, hasn't he?
Yeah, one fight.
So you have to give that a pass, Millie, because he's only had one fight. So and the other guys had ring time. He's had about 20 fights as the other guy.
Yeah.
But you have to give that a pass. Go on, that's a good win for Bradley.
So the next one was Paul Scaife at 0-11, right, against Jake Bray 0-5.
Well, Scaffy won, didn't he?
Yeah.
So they've both not had a win. So that's an evenly matched fight. So we give that one a pass, yeah.
Yeah. Then he had Billy Allen 1-0-1, yeah.
Yeah.
Against Dean Wilkinson, who's 0-6.
And Billy Allen got beat on points, didn't he?
Yeah.
So maybe he's not going to make it as a boxer now. He might be end up a journeyman now, then, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
then
who's after him?
You got Redvan Nessa, who's 2-0.
Yeah.
Against Richard Helm 0-1.
See 2-0 against a 0-1 evenly matched fight again.
Yeah.
But
then,
there's no star attraction, is there, on it? One.
Yeah, then you got chief support, Dempsey Whale 4-0.
4-0, yeah.
Yeah, against John Spencer 0-4.
See, that's pretty evenly as well. They both hardly got any rounds in bank, haven't they? But there's no star attraction on there, is there? Josh is on there, obviously, but
yeah, so Josh
is better than that. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, so Josh is like 31-11 and 2. Then you've got that Simus, wherever his name is, 7-99.
And they're fighting it like welter, and Josh is a feather.
Yeah.
It's an hard one because it's his first show and you have to give him a pass, and a lot of them are evenly matched fights. But looking at it, as most people will do, they'll just go on BoxRec and say it looks a load of shit, and it does. But I wasn't there, so I didn't see the fights. But they can do better than that. I'm going to give that a 1 out of 10 just for effort, just for putting it on, because I know what it involves putting a show on, but got to put better on than that in future. They'll have to. There's no star name on there, is there? I don't know.
Sorry, go on.
No, I don't know if they've done that just to get Josh out one more time, and Josh's Salt show. So they maybe had to get Josh an opponent in. There's a lot of stuff we don't know about. But if that's the standard now for smaller shows, which it seems to be, because that's no better than what Dennis is putting on. Oh, Steffi Ball. It's all the same, innit? Round here. If that's the standard now, boxing's in a worse position now than it were 20 years ago when they said it were finished. It's in a worse position because fighters were getting paid more 20 years ago than they are now.
But then we just analysed it, right? Or let's say you analysed it. First one, give it a pass. Second one, pass. So, there were passable fights. Go on, me.
There's something missing from the show. There's not a fight where you say, I want to go watch that fight. There's that fight on. They're all just to get something on. And I think that's wrong. You've got to have a star name on there, haven't you?
Do you think, what I think personally, it's not defending Wales, but felt maybe Dempsey Whale, I think he's going to be the one they're going to push forward now. Yeah. So he's going to come to the forefront.
He can fight.
Yeah. And I think, Josh just got his name, but I think this opponent was a last minute opponent, I reckon.
Probably was a last minute opponent, yeah. Well, there's too many last minutes though, isn't there? Oh, it's a last minute. Is that what we're doing? We're putting like named fighters at the end of the show versus TBA to sell the show, and then throwing a last minute and say a last minute. They did it with Cash Ali. Dennis did it with Cash Ali. We've got Cash Ali on and Dave Allen. Last minute, Allen got pulled off, and they threw Cash in with a guy 2-1. There's too much of that going on. There isn't a show going on where we say that's a good fight in 2 months. Let's get our tickets now before it sells out. There ain't none of that going on, is there? No. People are just doing enough just to get something hard at the show, and I want to see better than that. But I think they can put better on that in Barnsley. We're going to have problems now because they thought that Billy Allen were going to do well. But if you're getting beat against 0-6 kids or 0-5, whatever, he ain't going to do now, is he? Do you know what I mean? And has he already had a draw, Billy Allen?
Yeah.
So he's won 1-1 now, isn't he? So it's, you know, hard game, mate. Hard game. And they'll be knackered this morning. I mean, I remember going to a show with Dennis, Rick Manners. Him and his missus were running around in Leeds like blue-ass flies. This is Nick Manners' brother, Rick. And, Femi Tola got paid twice on night. He got paid off Rick's missus and off Rick and fucked off. So Rick and Dennis have fell out over it. That's what happens. Everybody's out to fuck you and screw you in boxing, and the people around it, around it. So you've got to have eyes in the back of your fucking head. But what they'll have done last night, they'll have done it all themselves. Mick and his family will have put that show on themselves. And nobody would have been screwing them over, money-wise. They wouldn't have allowed it. But you've got to have eyes in the back of your head, and it's a 24/7 job fight week. They'll be knackered this morning, and Mick's not in good health. He'll be in bed knackered today. But that show, 1 out of 10 from me, Mick. Sorry. I'll have to put on better than that. That's how I feel. But is the pool of fighters that they're having to choose from any good? And why weren't they bringing in fighters who are registered with other people to put on that show? Do they need a bigger stable? What that? Because looking at that, if you go on Boxrec, you're going to look at it and go, shall we go with the boxing tonight, love? Let's have a look what's on. Let's have a look who's fighting who. You're going to look at that and you're going to go, let's order a chinky and stay in, aren't you? That's what you're going to say.
Yeah. I do get that. But when we analysed it, obviously, you gave it a pass, but you've seen on Dennis's shows, Christ, they're less even fights than that. You know what I mean? They'd be like
they're in that bracket, aren't they? They're in that bracket of poor, very poor. But what they're having to choose from is poor. And look how many people now are getting board licenses. Look how many. Have you seen that Perry Howe piping up? Perry the Promise. What's he promising us though? What's he promising us?
Not a good opponent.
Oh, Dex Spellman.
Yeah.
Dex Spellman puts him into orbit. Dex Spellman puts Perry Howe into orbit. I don't even know why he's taking that fight. He can't be doing many tickets. Dennis must be cashing him in. He will get put into orbit. He'll be sat on Jupiter like Bruce Willis. With no taxi home. Telling you. It's all right for us to sit here. Armchair fans, we're not forking out any money to put these shows on, but looking at it from outside, looking in, reading between lines. If Dennis would have put that show on that Mick and Josh have just put on last night, they would have rinsed it. So it's only fair that we rinse their show, isn't it? That's poor. That is poor.
Pains me to do it, yeah.
But it's the first show, and some of the kids are very, very, very novice-y. And they're fighting very novice kids who've not got a win. But looking at it from Boxrec, it looks bad. But from the outside, there might have been competitive fights. But only one stoppage on there, wasn't there? And it were an opponent, an away fight that beat an home fighter. So I don't know. We have to see, don't we? But let's see if they want to come on channel and have a chat about it. They're more than welcome. Might not want to do, but we have to keep it level. Don't we? We have to give opinions. We can't let people off the hook if it's bad behaviour in boxing, and that, in my opinion, is bad promoting. that to me shouldn't be passed as a boxing show. That's it. That's my opinion.
But the thing is this is their first show. So let's say reserve judgment until maybe the third show. Let's say if they're
I don't reserve judgment. Well, they're charging money at the gate to get in. Yeah, right. And that's what was served up. But I haven't seen it. So we can put a little question mark and let's see what people say about it. But looking at it from outside looking in, utter garbage. All right, we'll move on, Max. What? What do you want me to sit here hula hooping? Oh, okay then, it were fantastic. TV platforms don't know what they missed in Barnsley last night. They should be down there giving them a TV deal. Steffi Bull's been doing it 20 years, never had a TV deal. Because when you keep saving up stuff like that, you're not going to get a TV deal, are you? Because all you're doing is lifting fans' legs. Am I right? What are we fucking doing here in this sport? Oh no, Max, it was a great show last night. Fucking hell, I wish I'd have stopped. I wish I'd have not stopped in. Come on, let's get with the programme, Max. Fucking hellfire. We're critics, aren't we? We're trying to make a change in boxing. If people don't like it, fuck them. Too many people are insecure, aren't they? Do you know what I mean? So, if they put a good one on next show, I'll fucking big it up. Do you know what I mean? Right, Usyk Joshua. Looks like Eddie Hearn might have just got Joshua out at firing line, doesn't it? If Usyk don't fight him.
Do you think it'd be like the winner of Dylan White and fucking Fury takes on Joshua?
Go what?
So what'll happen is, because all this conflict in Ukraine, right? He's gone back to his homeland to deal with whatever he needs to deal with there. You know, Joshua's going to say, Eddie Hearn's going to play his card. So, right, the winner out of Fury and Dylan White gets Joshua and tries to spin it that way.
Oh, Joshua's shitting his pants. He don't want to fight Usyk. He activated rematch October 8th. Since then, all he's done is fill his nappy. He's tried 7 different trainers. He's not come out and said who he's with. He's got rid of McCracken, although McCracken's hanging about like a bad smell of bird. He's got rid of McCracken. Although they're not going to come out and say that. They're going to say Rob's still advising him and he's in an advisory role and all that. The fuck out of here. You're fucking going training with other trainers when you've been with this guy over 10 years and he got you out of jail. Show some fucking respect, you prick. So Joshua's shitting his pants. He wanted to step aside. Bricktop and fucking the Gypsy King pulled the plug on step aside. So they're left fucked. Now you've got to fight Usyk. So they're still dragging their arseholes around. It's 3 weeks since there were no step aside, and we still haven't got a fucking date. Right? So he's shitting his pants. He's filled his nappy. Now they're going to try and hide behind this Usyk countries having a war and all this. You know what I mean? Which, you know, it's not very nice for them. That. And can I just say Vladimir and Vitaly on front line with guns and bulletproof vests? Yeah. What fucking men they are, aren't they?
Yeah.
Could you imagine Dylan White, Eubank and Eddie Hearn having to do that for us?
Never do it.
They fuck.
Our island's under attack, right? And Dylan White, would he be on the front line there? Nah. Maybe he'd run.
Yeah. All right then. Eubank and Benn calling out Brook and Khan, old shot fighters. Why don't Ben fight David Evanesian? Why don't Eubank go fight Charlo?
Well, we said this before. Bricktop will put up the money for David Evanesian, right? He says you don't have to worry, Eddie, right? Don't have to worry about her opponent, right? Get it on. You can promote the show, Eddie. You just get a free opponent. Bricktop's come out, public said that, but they just skirt around it, don't they? About Conor Benn because they know.
Shithouser.
Yeah. And why can't you just say that it's not the right fight or come out of something like we don't fancy it at this point? Actually say it instead of like avoiding it. You know what I mean? Fucking hell.
Right then, Max. So Josh Taylor fights tonight against Catterall. Josh Taylor's a Sky fighter. Yeah, we agree on that, don't we?
Yeah.
Right. Kell Brook's just fought on Sky, so he's working with Sky, isn't he? He don't have a deal with her. So Kell Brook's just won. He's just fought at 148, 148 pound he weighs.
Yeah.
Although the deal was 149, he got on scales 148.
Yeah.
Taylor's on about moving up to welter. So why don't they just do a catch weight 148, 149? If Taylor wins tonight, Taylor against Brook. I don't see Kell Brook calling out Josh Taylor, do you?
Get put to orbit, I think.
So it's going to be interesting, isn't it? But will Kell Brook walk away? Not while he's got Flex in his corner, because Flex has got no more meal tickets in his gym, has he?
No, he hasn't, has he? No, doesn't have it, no.
Isn't that right, Flex? You're still going to want your cut, aren't you? Is Eddie Hills the 4-0 Iceman from Billericay? Free by way of, but no fucking footage whatsoever. Is he driving up? Get it. Is he driving up pay-per-view? Sorry, is he driving up purse bids by saying he's going to put big bids in? Because he never wins a fucking purse bid, does he?
Well, when's the last time? You name the last time he won a purse bid.
He don't win purse bids, does he? What's he won 9 in? Him and his father, what they won 9 purse bids in 35 years or something. Get the fuck out of here. They don't win purse bids. They're accountants. Accountants by name, accountants by nature. When are these people going to win a proper purse bid? When?
Did you remember the last one? Do you know what the last one
Yeah,
was?
some fucking English title or something. I forget the names of them. I'm sure it was an English title or some minor thing. Do you know what I mean? It was domestic ballots. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know.
Who was Cole Frotch and Groves? Who won that?
The negotiated. For rematch, the negotiated. The first one, I think they negotiated on the first one as well. They don't win purse bids, mate. They don't win purse bids. They don't win them because they're vulnerable. They didn't win that one where Poolef and Dylan White, did they? They didn't win that one. So, how was your training going, Max?
Julian's crucify me every time I see him. Proper put me through it. So
Max, you own a gym. Why are you not putting yourself through it?
Did this morning.
What have you done this morning?
Done 4 3-minute rounds with a sparring lad here. I did stuff that on instruction what Julian's told me with from agility stuff like that.
Ooh, agility stuff, Max. You fucking like
explode. The thing is trying to get me to do more explosive stuff. Like, you know, what heavyweights should be doing, not just mundane, just piss about with the energy systems. That's what I've been teaching, because it's very rarely a heavyweight will go 10 rounds. You're looking for the knockout always, the heavyweight, he says. So that's why you need explosive things in your training. So it's been teaching me a lot, actually, Julian. So I've been taking it all in. It's a lot to absorb every session puts in, but I remember most of it, I think. So it's hard. It is hard work.
Yeah, it is. Listen, mate, people who get in a boxing ring, they need respect. But don't be getting in boxing rings and giving it the big one if you can't fight.
Yeah.
Like Dylan White, he can fight, but he gets in there and he says he's the cam man and anybody who wants it can get it, then his arsehole falls out. I won't buy into anything regarding Dylan White until he gets in that ring with Fury, and they're not fucking in the ring yet. There's a long way to go yet, you know. There's a lot of twists and turns. So
I will believe it when the press conference happens.
Yeah, I mean, press conferences don't mean fuck all with Warren. He's had them all his life. Didn't they have one for Cleverly Hopkins, that never fucking happened, did it?
Yeah.
Calling out that one, Hopkins was going to fight fucking winner of Bellew and Cleverly or whatever. Listen, when I see it in the ring, that's when I believe it.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Anything else you want to add, Max, before I shoot off?
No, I like that feeler jacket. I do like that jacket.
Yeah, I like it, yeah.
Yeah. You know, was that sent to you as well? Fucking hell. Like everything else.
Sent me these as well. These fucking thermal things. I'm not into this kind of fucking shit, like, but they keep you warm, don't they?
Yeah.
Sent me these shorts and a couple of tops with it. They cling to your body, don't they? Keep you warm. But I'm not going to knock a freebie back on my rate scrounging cunt, am I?
Yeah.
I might have done a Lacoste one, but they don't speak to me now because I swear too much. Fuck them. Oh, that's about it, really. I've got Tourette, I know. What we're going to say before I go? Who would you say is the top pound for pound fighter in the world at the moment, Max?
Yeah, I would say Terence Crawford.
Terence Crawford. Well, I'd say Usyk. I'd say Usyk.
Why Usyk?
Because he's undefeated as a pro. He's cleaned up at cruiserweight and he's cleaned up at heavyweight, apart from one belt. He's got 4 heavyweight belts. He's got every belt at cruiser. He's 19-0, undefeated, Olympic gold medalist, and he just took Joshua to school. And nobody wants to fight him. I'd say Usyk. But you could say, I can't say Canelo to the judge sheet. You're going to say Usyk, Crawford, Errol Spence. You've got to have them in mix. He knew who. You'd have him in mix.
Yeah.
You could, I don't know if you could put Fury in there. Maybe you might squeak in Josh Taylor maybe before him because he's undisputed, isn't he? You could have anybody's 10 could be in a different route to anybody else, to everybody else's 10. But yeah, Crawford, Usyk, they're like your guys, aren't they? Crawford and Usyk.
But you can argue that because Usyk has only had 3 fights at heavyweight.
Mm.
You know what I mean? So I think you could say until he fights someone credible, and I don't rate Joshua as credible.
No.
So let's be honest. Yeah, would you say Joshua, and what we know now, is top 5 heavyweight in the world?
He's not even top 50. Oh, top 5 in pound for pound or in heavyweight. In heavyweight.
And heavyweights, in the top 5 in heavyweights.
No, he's probably just outside top 5, Joshua, in my opinion.
Yeah. So who would you say is top 5 then?
At heavyweight, Fury number 1 and Usyk. It's a toss up between them, innit? At heavyweight.
Yeah. Wilder, he's in there.
Wilder. Joe Joyce.
Yeah.
Ergovic, even though his CV's not that brilliant, he can't go fight, can he?
Not his fault.
Would Joshua fight Ergovic or Joe Joyce or Dylan White? Would they fight them? They don't even fucking dream about them. In case they
This is what I mean.
Out.
So until Usyk, in my opinion, I think Usyk's brilliant all day. Till he fights Fury or someone in that top 5, I will put him in the best in the world.
Okay, let me tell this to you. If Joshua don't fight Usyk next and Dylan White fights Fury, who does Anthony Joshua have to fight to get credibility? Bearing in mind, it won't be Fury or White or Usyk. So who else can Joshua fight and get credibility off? It'd have to be Joyce or Ergovic, wouldn't it? Have to be one of them.
No, Joyce, yeah.
Have to be Joe Joyce, wouldn't it?
Yeah, you wouldn't go Joe. I wouldn't want to fight Joe Joyce.
They're probably going to go Areola or Andy Ruiz trilogy or some load of shit like that and try and spin some fucking yarn and everybody like that, like chasing a carrot. All the shit. No.
Try to fight Wilder, wouldn't he? I'd like to see him do that.
Yeah, yeah. Well, they're not going to fight Wilder, are they? Wilder are going to kill Joyce. Joshua's not going to go near them. They're not going to go near anybody that can detonate on that glass jaw, are they?
No, no.
All right, then.
No.
Listen. You take care, Max. Thanks for coming on. We've had a good 45, 50 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll speak to you later, son. Peace out.
See you later, mate.
Right.
Bye, bye, bye.
Well, that was Max with the Volvo out of the breadcrumb. 1-0, undefeated prospect. Who knows? He could be coming to a car park near you to fight Perry the Promise. How? At heavyweight. What do you think to that, Perry? Are you going to grow a pair? If we don't left the Perry after Dex Spellman's finished with him. Okay, now let's pray for the Promise. Peace out.